In this video, I analyze Manchester United's 2-1 win over Rangers, focusing on coach Ruben Amorim's smart tactics. He shifted play to the wings instead of the middle, creating space for United to break down Rangers' defense. Lisandro Martinez played a key role as a playmaking center back, using his passing and vision to help United build attacks. I break down key moments, strategies.
So what can be said about Manchester United's performance against Glasgow Rangers? Well, I think this is one of the few Manchester United performances under Ruben Amorim that comes close to being as professional as it could be. Okay? Why? Because we had twice as much ball possession as the opposition, twice as many passes, while having more expected goals, more big chances, and more total shots. So it was not a performance where we had the ball, but it was sterile possession. No, we were actually creating chances. And had the likes of Amad Diallo and Garnacho been a little bit sharper, made slightly better decisions in the final third, we could have won this game by 3 or 4 goals. Okay? Now, what is the tactical story behind this game? Well, that story can be illustrated with these two pictures right here. These are the average positions that the Glasgow Rangers and the Manchester United players have taken throughout the game. And here, as you can see, the Glasgow Rangers players were prioritizing clogging up the center of the pitch and remaining compact through the middle, while of course Manchester United, probably as a result of this strategy by Glasgow Rangers, went a little bit wider with the likes of Fioro and Lisandro Martinez stretching that back three, and of course Garnacho and Amad Diallo staying high up the pitch and wide in order to create as much width as possible, in order to create some space through the middle. So let's look at how this unfolded in the game, because I think that in this Ruben Amorim system, I've talked about it many times, the key weakness is right here, is this double pivot. A lot of opposition managers target this key weakness in the Ruben Amorim system. Basically, in the first half, it was really hard to pass the ball to Collier and Bruno Fernandes. So we had sequences like these where we would just pass the ball back and forth between our center backs. What made this even more dangerous, and the reason why it made it even a riskier strategy for us, is that sometimes we attempted to actually pass the ball to these central areas. For example, here where the ball goes towards Collier, as you can see, he's surrounded by 4 players. There's nothing really he can do. We don't have Luka Modric and Paul Scholes in that midfield, okay? So we end up being, counter-pressed and counter-attacks with these kind of situations. The through ball, if it was not for Altay Bayinde right here, we would have conceded a goal. But of course, it seems to me as if Ruben Amorim has actually already briefed the Manchester United players on these kind of pitfalls. So even though they could not play through the middle, you could already see that they were trying to go wide and to play more on the wings. Here, for example, Bruno Fernandes comes in deeper to get the ball rather than stay here encircled by the Glasgow Rangers players. He points at Garnacho, he's looking at him, he's like, go up and wide, okay, so I can give you the ball so we can create something, okay? And exactly that's what happened. Garnacho has been, again, great in this game, quite proactive, quite electric. He could have scored a couple of goals. Good performance by him here. Like, this is one of those chances that I talked about. He should have just buried that inside, okay? But here's another one with Leny Yoro and Amad Diallo. Again, going wide towards Amad Diallo, who's also impressive. 1-2 with Christian Eriksen. And then, in a blink of an eye, we are able to position ourselves in dangerous positions to hurt Glasgow Rangers. But of course, in the first half, we were still not that comfortable going on the wing. Most of our play was still through the middle, and of course Glasgow Rangers made it really hard for us. This is why we could not create as many chances as we would have hoped for. However, during halftime, Ruben Amorim has substituted De Ligt, who has been quite shaky in possession in the first half, with Harry Maguire, who is a volume distributor. Okay, that's one of the key skills that Harry Maguire brings. His long balls, they are quite good. It's one of the most underrated facets of his play. Here again, same thing in the second half. Again, this shape right here by Glasgow Rangers, trying to minimize space through the middle. But then here, Harry Maguire can go left or right. In this sequence, he goes right towards Amad Diallo. As you can see quickly, now our danger players, Amad Diallo and of course Christian Eriksen, they are in the final third and they can actually make things happen and put the opposition on the back foot. But of course, while I think that Harry Maguire's cameo in the second half has been quite good, I think with the exception of his challenge leading up to the Glasgow Rangers equalizer, I think he's been quite good. But I think the accolade of the best centre-back in this game has to go to Lisandro Martinez. Again, What an amazing performance from the Argentine. He's been great against Liverpool, and then here he carried on with that libero role. So again, talking about that weakness that the Ruben Amorim system has, which is when you go and press with players, just like in the build-up, you cannot really involve the the double pivots in the build-up. Same thing, whenever you are pressing the opposition, there is always this space in between them, here exploited by Bajrami, the number 14, but Lisandro Martinez sees him, and he has an eye on him. So the moment he knows that he's going to receive the ball, he just goes in and presses him, and then we are able to win the ball. So players like Lisandro Martinez, with this type of proactive defending, they're able to squeeze the space between the midfield and the defensive line, therefore making it harder for the opposition to exploit those areas. But of course, Lisandro Martinez's biggest contribution has been with how he used the ball, has been in the attacking phase. Funny to say that about a center back, right? So in this sequence right here I highlighted two players, so Lisandro Martinez over here and Amad Diallo, who's going to make one of his trademark runs right here. We've seen it against Manchester City, and this was another example of what it can do. Great, intelligent movement. Look at the diagonal run in order not to be offside. He's calling for the ball, and of course, Lisandro Martinez sees that, and he's got the technical ability, the passing range to execute that. So far, so good. Also, Amad Diallo, deceptively strong. You know, he's short, he's small, but he's not weak. But here is the only criticism that I have of Lisandro Martinez, Amad Diallo in this sequence, is that this was Xerxes' ball. That's it, you're on your weak right foot. Don't shoot from there. Just pass it, just square it to Xerxes, and look, he's asking for it. That would have been 2-0 Manchester United and game over. So it's these little moments that I think Garnacho and Amad Diallo have to improve on. Better decision making in the final third. Here's another sequence. Now, I know that many of you have watched the video that I made about why Manchester United struggled to score, and I used Real Madrid and Atalanta as an example. And I highlighted the impact that the left-sided centre-back for Atalanta, Kolasinac, who played for Arsenal as well, can have on the game. And here, the same thing Lisandro Martinez is going to do, because here, all of these highlighted Manchester United players, it's true they are in the final third. However, all of them are kind of marked by the Rangers players, with the exception of Lisandro Martinez, who is just marauding, just coming in from the deep area from the centre-back position, and then now he puts himself into the half space, and a venomous shot, he could have scored that. That would have been a worthy goal. And so, of course, his contribution did not stop there. His key contribution was, of course, with this one. So he has the ball at his feet, but Bruno Fernandes, another intelligent player, tactically astute, he identifies the opportunity, and so here now he's just walking in, but the moment Lisandro Martinez raises his head and Bruno Fernandes can see him and see that he's looking at him, telepathic understanding right there, he's gonna attack this area right here. Lisandro Martinez knows what he needs to do. He accelerates into space, and then bam, beautiful goal. So again, another example of how the ball playing ability of center backs can have an amazing impact on the result of a football.